Cities Skylines 2 on console, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a deep dive into everything we know about the release of Cities Skylines 2 for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And I'm going to be giving you my personal theory about what will happen because I've been thinking about this for a while. Before we get into the delay status, console statistics, and predictions, let me give you some background. If you've been on this channel before, you know that I make Cities Skylines tutorials and Let's Plays, but you would have also noticed that I primarily play Cities Skylines on the console edition because I have an Xbox One, and that's what I love to play on. So yes, coming from a console player's perspective, I was very disappointed when Paradox Interactive delayed Cities Skylines 2 on console for the first time, but I figured, well, they probably won't make us wait that long. I can wait. But then they delayed it again. This was the second time, and while we were all disappointed, I thought, okay, that's the end of it, and we appreciated the transparency. But here we are today in July of 2024, and this brings us to our most recent delay status, the third delay. On July 8th, Paradox Interactive delayed the release again, and this time they didn't give us a definitive date. Let's read what they said together. Dear console players, we wanted to update you on the console release schedule. Unfortunately, we have not met the stability and performance targets we set for the console release. Without a release candidate, we are unable to meet an October release window. While we are making slow but steady progress, there are still some unresolved issues impacting the game in ways that harm the player experience we want to deliver. We expect to receive a new release candidate, which will undergo a thorough review in August. This evaluation will determine whether we can begin the submission process and provide a solid release date, or if further issues need to be addressed. We understand this is disappointing and it's not what we hoped for either. However, we are committed to keeping you informed throughout the development process, even if the updates aren't always what we'd like. Thank you for understanding and support. Now, why delay it twice and out of nowhere indefinitely, you may be wondering? Well, it's pretty obvious that they don't want another failed launch. If you recall, Cities Skylines 2 didn't come out as the ball of fire they expected it to be, because the game wasn't as good as we wanted it to be. And now, taking all the feedback we had given them and all the changes that they've been making to Cities Skylines 2 since then, Paradox Interactive is trying to formulate a more complete and workable version of the game to release on console, not only to save their reputation, but also make a lot of money. This brings us to a fan theory as to why the game has been delayed for us console players, and that is that they just don't care about us console players because the console audience is small compared to the PC audience. But before we believe that, let's talk about the facts. In order to determine the potential monthly audience Cities Skylines could have, we must first look at the active users across the three main platforms. So we got PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. As of 6 months ago, PlayStation had around 110 million monthly users, Xbox One had around 120 million monthly users, and the Nintendo Switch had around 123. This is a total of 353 monthly active users on console Cities Skylines could be exposed to, which is far greater than PC's Steam 132. But you may be thinking, well, Cities Skylines will probably only be available on the next generation consoles like the Xbox Series X or the PlayStation 5. And to that, I'll tell you that there are already a combined 80 million active users on next-gen consoles like those, and the number will only grow from here on out, let alone the fact that Nintendo Switch hasn't come out with a next-gen console. I mean, I don't know if they will, but just keep that in mind. And of course, all of the users who own Xbox Game Pass or cloud gaming through Xbox Ultimate, which the Cities Skylines 1 game is on. Did you know that if you go to Amazon and type in Cities Skylines 2 PS5, there's already a pre-order that comes up, and I'm assuming that the pre-order has been there for a while, claiming that the release date is going to be December 31st at the end of this year. And I think it just says that because that's the furthest date they can put, and no one actually knows when the game is going to come out. But that is pretty interesting to look at. There are links in the description below if you want to pre-order it for only $50, which seems like a good price to me. This jump from a sole PC audience to a console audience is what brought the first Cities Skylines from 6 million to 12 million copies sold in such a short time frame, and in my opinion, gave them the capital to work on a sequel. So no, there's very much a console Cities Skylines player audience and a potential for massive growth in the company when the game comes out. I mean, just look at how happy I was when I first got the game on my Xbox One.
And as you can see right here, I'm getting some nice footage of it because yes, I do have the game. I've recently got it. And I mean, it is an amazing game so far, great quality, and now one thing I want to point out is that it is incredibly smooth, okay? And I mean, like,
besides, I don't really want to believe that Paradox Interactive or Colossal Order executives would leave us out intentionally. They wouldn't do that now, would they? Now let's get to my prediction of a release date that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and it kind of follows the same story we saw all throughout Cities Skylines 1. Now, I'm not judging this way of going about things or this process because it completely makes sense from their perspective, but I think that after the first good DLC comes out for Cities Skylines 2, not the flop of a DLC we already had, Paradox Interactive / Colossal Order, whoever, has enough money to safely pursue the venture back into console gaming, they would do so because at the end of the day, there is a large population of us console players who either just like console better than PC or don't have the means to own an expensive gaming computer, but still want the best city building experience ever made, just like the one we found in the first City Skylines. So for now, we wait, but hopefully not for too long. As always, City Skylines enthusiasts, this is an open discussion, so please let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments, and tell me if I missed anything. I'll be watching the development of City Skylines 2 Console Edition closely on the channel, and we'll come out with a Let's Play Day 1, so subscribe and watch me bash the City Skylines 2 release in this video. I'll see you over there.